Triangle of vector addition. When two vectors are representing two consecutive sides of a triangle, the third side will represent resultant of them. When two vectors are representing two consecutive sides of a triangle, the third side will represent resultant of them. Suppose करो हमारे पास एक वेक्टर A है, एक वेक्टर B है, दोनों के बीच एंगल थीटा है। अगर हमें निकालना है वेक्टर A प्लस वेक्टर B, as per triangle law, very first draw vector A, then from tip of the vector A we have to draw vector B. A third vector which is drawn from tail of vector A to tip of vector B will represent resultant of the vector, that is A plus B. Angle between vector A and B is what? Theta. So angle should be made in direction of the vector. ये एंगल थीटा है वेक्टर ए एंड बी के बीच में, जो दोनों के डायरेक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग एंगल बना है. नाउ व्हाट इज द मैग्नीट्यूड एंड डायरेक्शन ऑफ रिजल्टेंट? हम यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करेंगे ओ पी क्यू एम. According to this geometrical figure, this is a right angle triangle OQM. Q is right angle. So by Pythagoras theorem, OM square is equals to OQ square plus QM square. OM resultant R square, OQ means what? OP plus PQ square, and QM square. OP A and B is the vector PM, PQ B cos theta and QM B sin theta. By resolution of vector, वेक्टर जिसके साथ एंगल बनाएगा वो cos कंपोनेंट और उसके परपेंडिकुलर साइन कंपोनेंट, क्योंकि एंगल ट्रायंगल पी क्यू एम जो राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल बन रहा है उसके केस में पी क्यू इज बेस फॉर दिस एंगल थीटा एंड क्यू एम इज परपेंडिकुलर फॉर दिस एंगल थीटा. So cos theta is equals to base upon hypotenuse. That's why PQ is B cos theta, and sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. That's why QM is B sin theta. Right? Now by putting the value, R square is equals to how much? OP. OP that means A plus PQ that means B cos theta square plus QM that means what? B sin theta whole square. Now by solving by the expression A plus B cos theta whole square, that is A plus B whole square, so it may be A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B sin theta whole square, that is B square sin square theta. b square cos square theta and b square sin square theta. B square will be common. So a square plus, when b square is common, then it becomes cos square theta plus sin square theta, that is 1. So it becomes b square and plus what? 2ab cos theta. That is resultant is equals to what? Under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is actually magnitude of the resultant of these two vectors, vector A and vector B. Now what is the direction? Since resultant is also a vector, it must have magnitude and direction both. As per expression, the magnitude of resultant is under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and we have to find its direction also. So let us suppose resultant vector will make an angle alpha with vector A. So we have to find tan alpha that will represent direction of resultant vector, and tan alpha, tan theta, tan angle of tan tangent, that should be what? Perpendicular over base. So here perpendicular is what? QM, and base is OP plus PQ. That's why we have to say tan alpha is equals to how much? B sin theta over A plus B cos theta. By these expressions, we have to find resultant of two vectors A and B. Triangle law is applicable for two vectors. When two vectors are at an angle theta, then we will draw a triangle in which A and B will represent consecutive sides. That is, first we have to draw vector A, then from the tip of vector A we have to draw vector B, and then the resultant vector, that is third side of the triangle, will be drawn from tail of vector A to tip of vector B. Then this vector R will represent resultant of vector A and vector B. सपोज कि हमें कहा जाए कि आपको B प्लस A निकालना है, ना कि A प्लस B. तो B प्लस A निकालने के लिए अगर हम उसे डायग्रामेटिकली रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे तो वी हैव टू ड्रॉ वेक्टर B फर्स्ट, देन वेक्टर A consecutively, and then draw the resultant vector from tail of B to tip of A. Okay, that is vector A plus B not equal to vector B plus A. Vector A plus B is not equal to vector B plus A. Correct? Since vector have magnitude and direction both, so we have to say two vectors are equal if and only if their magnitude and direction both will be same. In case of vector A plus B and in case of vector B plus A, their magnitude will be same but their direction is not same. So A plus B is not equals to B plus A. So if we have A plus B, then we will draw A first, then B, and if we have B plus A, then we will draw B first, then A. Right? Magnitude is what? Under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Correct? We will use it like suppose suppose there are two vectors, vector P and vector Q. The question is कि vector P have equal magnitude of vector Q and equal magnitude of vector R. There is a third vector R. That vector R should be vector P plus vector Q. It is given. Okay. And question is to find angle between vector P and vector Q. The conditions are magnitude of vector P is equals to vector Q is equals to vector R, and second condition is vector R is equals to vector P plus vector Q, that is vector R is resultant of vector P and vector Q. We have to find angle between vector P and vector Q. How will we doing it? So very first, the condition is vector R equal to vector P plus vector Q. So, as per our triangle law, R square is equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Actually, we have to let angle is theta. So, R square equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. These all are magnitude of the vectors. This is magnitude of vector R, this is magnitude of vector P, this is magnitude of vector Q. These are also magnitude of vector P and magnitude of vector Q. But condition is what? The magnitude of P is equals to magnitude of Q is magnitude of R. That's why we have to put here R square equal to R square plus 2 R into R, that is R square cos theta. Now it will be 2R square plus 2R square cos theta. We have to take common 2R square, so it will become 1 plus cos theta, and here in case of LHS this is R square. So by solving it, we get what? The R square over 2R square equal to 1 plus cos theta. Now R square should be cancelled, so 1 by 2 is equals to 1 plus cos theta. So cos theta is equals to 1 by 2 minus 1, that should be minus 1 by 2. Exactly clear? The R square is equals to 2R square plus 2R square cos theta. 2R square will be common, so it becomes 1 plus cos theta, and 2R square becomes here. So R square over 2R square equal to 1 plus cos theta. R square should be cancelled, so 1 by 2 equal to 1 plus cos theta, and by adjusting it, cos theta is minus 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2 means cos 120 degree. Cos 120 degree is minus 1 by 2, so theta will be 120 degree, and this is the answer. If three vectors have equal magnitude and the relation between them is one of them is resultant of other two, in that case angle between these two vectors should be 120 degree. So it is possible if three vectors, all three vectors have same magnitude, but if two vectors are at an angle 120 degree, then resultant of these two vectors is equals to third vector, while their magnitudes are equal. So it is possible in vector, right? Suppose we have to say you have to find theta between vector R and vector P or vector Q. So in that case, what will we do? Vector R and P should be in one side, that is LHS or RHS, and another vector is in another side. So in that case, by this relation, we get vector R minus vector P is equals to vector Q. That should be vector Q equal to vector R plus minus vector P. We can write it. By using triangle law, it should be Q square equal to R square plus P square. Square of negative is also negative. And plus 2 RP. P is negative. That's why it becomes minus 2 RP cos theta. And since magnitude of all three vectors is same, That's why it becomes q squared. Q squared is equals to q squared plus q squared minus 2q squared cos theta. That should becomes 2q squared minus 2q squared cos theta. So we will take 2q squared common, 1 minus cos theta, and by solving it, q squared equal to 2q squared 1 minus cos theta. Q squared will be cancelled out, 1 by 2 equal to 1 minus cos theta. So cos theta should be what? 1 minus 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is value of cos 60 degree. That means we have to write cos theta is equals to cos 60 degree. That means here theta is 60 degree. Exactly correct. So in case of addition of two vector, when resultant vector, magnitude of resultant vector and these two vectors are equal, in case of addition, angle between these two vectors is 120 degree, and in case of subtraction of two vectors, the angle between them is what? 60 degree. So here angle between R and P or angle between R and Q, it will be 60 degree. Correct? So these all are triangle law. We have to use it for finding resultant of two vectors. Right? I think you got it. Thank you.